everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. This is Travis, and we are in the middle of Theme Week, where our card that we're concentrating on for our theme is Peer into the Abyss. And we spent a little bit of time talking about how to use it with Underworld Dreams the first part of the week. You have seen it, if you watched the first video, you have seen it in combination with Teferi's Tutelage as well. This time we're doing a black and blue deck, and we've got 4 copies of Teferi's Tutelage. So we'll have 4 different chances that if we have this out on the battlefield, then we can go get our Peer, use it on ourselves, draw a half right, mill them cards, and that should be the game. But I didn't want to do just that because we're doing, we're adding the color blue, nothing else. And I wanted to show you what other things that we could do with the card besides just Teferi's Tutelage, because that's the other well-known combo. So there's a couple of other things that are kind of cool about being able to do this. One is Ominous Seas. Whenever you draw a card, you put a foreshadow counter on Ominous Seas. Then you can remove 8 of them later and create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token. So if you draw half your deck and you're drawing, say, like 20 cards, you can get a couple of Krakens out with just each one of these. We also have Sir Eleonora the Discerning, and her power is equal to the number of cards in your hand. So if we can combine this in any way with Folio of Fancies, where players have no maximum hand size, or at some point if we can cast Seagate Restoration, players have no maximum hand size. And then we get a Peer later with Sir Eleonora down. Well, if you draw 20 cards, suddenly she's going to be a 24 creature. So that could be kind of cool. So there's a couple of different ways that we can do things. The rest of the deck is mostly centered around removal, digging through our deck, counter spells, that kind of thing. So we'll go through it. We have 1 Stern Dismissal, 1 Bloodchief's Thirst, that'll help take care of a Planeswalker if we can save it that long. 1 Arcane Subtraction, this gets us into the sideboard with the Learn capability. So we have Mercurial Transformation, Environmental Sciences, Teachings of the Archaic, Inkling Summoning, Introduction Prophecy, Elemental Summoning, and Fractal Summoning. So if you're new to the Strixhaven expansion and don't know much about these type of things, I'm going slowly enough that you can pause and read each one of these cards. We're not going to go over all the sideboard. Those are pretty common for the Strixhaven Learn expansion. Alright, after that, let's see, Folio Fancies. We can make each player draw cards, or we can mill them. We have Madomi's Prophecy, where we can choose a card name, and then if the next turn we cast that spell and we get to draw 2 cards. Ominous Seas we went over. Tested Talents, this is counters a target instant or sorcery spell. Then if they have, say, 2, 3, or 4 copies, we can go trolling through their graveyard, their hand, and their library, and exile all copies of that one spell. So if there's a particular spell that they cast during the game that you just really don't like, and you just really don't want to see again, this is the card for you. 1 Epic Downfall to exile a target creature. Maze Mind Tome for card draw. Thassa's Intervention, either to dig through our deck or to counter a spell. Midnight Clock, this is mostly in case we come up against mill decks to recycle all our stuff. Also, if we look like we're going to mill ourselves out because we're drawing, at some point we can draw a lot of cards. We could maybe manipulate things and reshuffle everything. Slendy Vision to dig through the top 6 cards of our deck. We might be able to use this to find Peer into the Abyss if we haven't found it yet. But in the meantime, I've got 1 copy of Solve the Equation, so we can go look directly for a sorcery with that card. The 4 Teferi's Tutelage. 1 Whirlwind Denial. I have this one so that we can counter a spell or an ability that's already on the battlefield. Varragoth Bloody Scar, we've used this before, or Bloody Sire, to go boast and search for a particular card. So if we don't have Teferi's Tutelage, we'll go get it. If we don't have Peer, we'll go get it. Grim Tutors, the other big search card that we use. 1 Murderous Rider to destroy Planeswalkers again. 1 Necromentia, this we can go search through the opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name and exile them. So this is sort of related to Test of Talents. The Test of Talents is newer, but Test of Talents is limited to instants or sorceries. With Necromentia, if you have an idea of what your opponent's deck is, if you know he has something big like a Coma in there and you don't want to face a Coma, you can play this card and just go exile it. 1 Crystalline Giant that adds on all these different mechanics, 1 per turn. 1 copy of Gadwick the Wizened, that if we get some spare mana, we can use him to draw a bunch of cards. Rewind, counterspell, where we can untap 4 lands and still... Maybe if we have 2 counterspells in our hand, we'll want to use this one first so that we can have a second counterspell ready in case there's a lot of mana on the playboard still. 1 blood price to dig through our deck. Removal with Eat to Extinction and board wipe with our... I guess you should call this one a half a board wipe since you can only choose odd or even mana value, one or the other. 1 Arcanus Owl. This is to look at enchantments, so maybe if we don't have Teferi's Tutelage yet, we can dig with Arcanus Owl through the top 4 cards of our library and get that out faster. 1 Covetous Urge to take something from their hand. And 1 Solemn Simulacrum so that we can get a land out from the battlefield, and when he dies we get to draw a card. Okay, the last couple of cards here, we went over Sir Elena, we mentioned Seagate Restoration where you get to draw the number of cards equal to the cards in your hand plus 1, and that gives us no maximum hand size. And then finally Shipwreck Dowser that has prowess, and also when it enters the battlefield you return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. So if for some reason, because we only have 1 copy of Peer into the Abyss, right? If we play it and it gets countered somehow it didn't work, our plan is to search for or draw or use Shipwreck Dowser, bring the Dowser into play, and then get Peer into the Abyss right back and do it all over again. Okay? That's the plan. We'll see if it works. We're going to take this out for a spin. In the meantime, as always, hit like and or hit subscribe, please. And thank you. Okay, we always like to see Ominous Seas is one of the first cards in our opening hand. It doesn't guarantee anything, but it starts the drawing off really nice. And usually if someone has Aegis Turtle these days, they're looking to pump it up. So the 0/5 should quickly become something else at some point. But he's not putting any pressure on us. No, we're getting his land. And we need 7 lands for Peer into the Abyss anyway. So the more time that he takes, we will accept. That'll give him draw card advantage. Hit me with your turtle. Cost us 2 to do the Swift End adventure there. But that was going to give him draw card advantage for 3 points. So I'd rather just take the 2 points of pain and get rid of the creature right away. We've got the 3 black mana we'll need for Peer into the Abyss. Now we need some blue. Let's try Maze Mind Tome. You got counter spells? And do you want to use one on the tome? He's letting the tome go in. We're just going to activate it now and draw a card then. Because every time we draw a card, we get a counter on Ominous Seas. And if he does have a legitimate counter, he's probably wondering if that was a good idea to let that combo out. But blue has spells to throw things back in your hand, so... Let's get stuff like that. Gross. Okay. What else do you have in your hand? Magic Missile, Whirling Ogre, Ray of Frost. None of which really helps me with that. I guess we'll take that. But it's good to know he doesn't have a counterspell. His warning only works as long as he's untapped. If he's willing to keep him as a blocker, he'll be alive for a while. If he wants to do the 5 points of damage, it's going to hurt him. Well, it'll hurt us, but he's going to lose the dragon. Fortunately, he'll get that damage in first. Alright, get rid of this guy while he's tapped. Grim Tutor, no, we're too low on life now. We're not going to be able to afford it. I wanted that to be land. Okay. If enchanted creature is red, loses all abilities. So we can hold that and we can use that, but we can't do anything else. We don't have enough of the blue to put that down yet. And magic missiles deals 3, so if we put down one of those, they die right away. So, we tap you now. And we subtract 4 from you now, and we dig into our sideboard. And what is the thing that is going to help us? I guess that. That'll survive a magic missile. He's doing that just to create the treasure, that's fine. If he gets a big spell, we might be in some serious trouble. We'll bring that down as a blocker now. Is that worth it just to create one blocker, or are you going to do something? He's looking at all his cards. Gonna kill it? Gonna use magic missile? He is. He had it saved. Alright. Let's see. What do we want to do next? Lifelink. I like lifelink. He's got enough mana to do anything he wants, so it's strange that he keeps looking at our lands all the time. He seems to be reading every single card, every chance he gets. Or just running his mouse over and touching everything. But you've only got 2 cards, so... Flyer. Another Ominous Seas. We'll take it. And we can put this guy down too. Red often has something that can destroy artifacts, so... Hopefully Maze Mind Tome is distracting him. He doesn't think to look at Arcanist Owl as an artifact, if he's got something like that ready. He's got more unsummons. He could break free his handling Hoarding Ogre and bring him back. Blue Dragon. Usually don't see that used unless your opponent's got other stuff on the field ready to attack. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I was gonna. Why are you attacking? Stop that. Okay, let's see. Until your next turn. Alright. Well, let's get rid of you. Do you have another unsummon? That's going to be a great top deck if you got an unsummon. Okay. That's all we're going to do. My turn. Let's see what kind of stuff I got. Blood Price, okay. And we will look at those. And you don't have to know what those are. Okay, Eleonora and Rewind. Then we attack. I shouldn't really be attacking with Arcanist Owl because my life is low, but I'm not sure why he didn't attack with his turtle. I'm not expecting him to be able to do more than 7-8 points of damage in a single turn, though. So we should be okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we have too many cards in here right now. Alright, let's put Eleanor down. I could draw a card with Maze Mind Tome, but actually I want to keep all 4 free for Rewind. So we're just going to sit tight and see what they want to do. I haven't seen this deck configuration before, so I have no idea. That's why I haven't been using Necromentia. I don't know what cards to look for. Can bring him back. You can't bring him back right away. You gonna do the unsummon or magic missile? He's going to do the unsummon. I'll let that happen. I still get the block. Ah, destroy an artifact. Okay. No, we're not going to do that. Okay. In the meantime, we now have mana to do this. Put up the 2 of them in your hand. We'll take them. My turn. Okay, so we can put down Eleanor. That gets us another card. Give me another blue. And Teferi's Tutelage. Get rid of the land. Get rid of a counter spell and plundering artifacts so I don't lose another artifact. Excellent. Get me my Kraken. Let's get Kraken. And draw another card. Excellent. Attack with my lifelinker. And that alone helps get rid of the health pressure that I might have had any concern about whatsoever. He's going to be able to get Demolage back. So he might get a smashing success back. Okay, so he put the land in the graveyard because he doesn't need it. He liked the other card, but he likes this card better, so that's the one he kept. If he destroys this, he can stop me from getting 4 life. Okay, what do y'all get rid of? Huh. He kept the curate. Is he hoping to use that next turn? My mill deck doesn't work as well against Demolic because if he has an instant or a sorcery like that, I'm actually feeding him spells that he can still deal with, right? So, let's do this. You go away. You come down. And then we're going to get rid of your Demolish. We don't have to worry about all those instants and sorceries coming back at me. Pouncing Shore Shark. You only have one Demolish the entire thing? What else do we have in here? Rutha, Aegis Turtle. We've got a Red Dragon. Have to worry about that. Air Cult Elemental. I'm not seeing a whole lot else to worry about, actually. Okay, so we will attack with everybody. I'm expecting to chump block the 8/8. He could double block one of the others with his 2 damage dealing components there. Or he could bring down the Pouncing Shore Shark and bounce the Kraken. Oh, I'm sorry. He could try to do that. Oh, he's got the extra mana with all the treasures. Never mind. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Oh, he didn't. If you mutated, you could have bounced that guy, though. Did I oops, or did he oops, or did we both oops on that? Giving up everybody to take out the 8/8. That was enough. He saw the writing on the wall. Alright, I was going to say, this was going to turn into a very long ordeal if he was going to keep taking as long to make his decisions. Ominous Seas in the house again. We like it. All we need is land. Okay, first we'll do the Ominous Seas. Green-black decks usually don't bother with Feed the Swarm. But green has a couple different ways to deal with enchantments. Do I want to give up a Folio of Fancies in order to put out a Teferi's Tutelage now? No. Those are both odd, so if I get one more land, I can use Extinction Event. Okay, let's do this. Bingo. We'll give up Thassa's Intervention. Start the milling. Get my 4th land. And we're hoping he puts out yet another odd creature. Well, he's even. Alright. Getting rid of the big play stuff. Extinction Event it is. We only want to be taking so much damage per turn. Okay, now I want to hold on to my counterspell and not do anything. We've got 7 turns left, right? As long as I can prevent him from putting something else down. Like that person. Come on. Play it. Okay, now in the meantime, each player draws X cards. 2. Got rid of a power word kill, I like that. Alright, for my next trick. Give me a basic land card, please. I want him to forget about my Kraken token I can bring out at any second. So I want him to attack with the Death Knell Berserker. You still ready? All right, we will pass. Draw another card. Start all over again with Ominous Seas. Glad we got rid of Ranger class. Alright, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 41. I can draw 20. Okay, this will work. This is the... I've got the land. I've got Teferi's Tutelage. I've got my pier. And we start the mill. And the sweetest thing is I have Folio Fancies, so I wouldn't need to discard any of these. I just love when Ominous Seas pops off that much at once. I can't interrupt that stack. But we can have fun with these guys. And that's how it works when you get the combo out. Okay, finally lets me go. We'll start with the blue. Let's give up Salindy Vision, or Salindy Isle, rather. I should say we'll give up Salindy Vision to get the Isle. Okay. Let's go ahead and start in on the Dark Mana and see if he has removal or not. First strike is good. It doesn't stop Beloved Princess. That is a nice combo. What do we want to do about things? Let's start in with the Midnight Clock. Since we can't block Beloved Princess, let's just do this. Okay. I don't have the right color for that. I guess I'm searching for a specific card. Okay, I guess we're gonna just take this guy. Got some lifelink. It's my opponent's turn. I'm hoping they put down one more permanent so that Heliod comes out, because I want to block Heliod. Perfect. Now all three of those are going to go away when I cast Extinction Event. He should be putting those on... There we go, I was going to say, he should be putting them all on Beloved Princess. Lock you there. Odds. You can pump one of those up, but you don't have anybody in the graveyard, so why would you? Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Now that we can. And we whiff. Great. See, that's a mistake. You don't. Why would you bother? You don't get those back now. You can't use those. We're just gonna do this. Not falling for that trick again. And he quits. It's 37-9. Don't quit. Aww. Was this like all you had? Was this your primary plan? Was just Beloved Princess? That is not the best plan. Ugh. Okay, people. If you're going to play a game of Magic, and you're going to be up 37-9, don't let your only plan in the entire game be Beloved Princess. Okay? If that's... that is just terrible. Alright. We'll take it. Already making me discard? Alright, let's get rid of the most expensive one. Discard can mess up my plans. So, we'll put things down now while we have a chance. You never know when he's going to have another discard that looks into your deck and takes your favorite card you're about to play next turn. He seems to be having trouble. Okay, so we'll keep Test of Talents in case he's got something else he wants to make us try and discard when he gets enough mana. Like that. Alright, we get to see what he's got. He's got Murder, Heartless Axe, so he's got a couple of removals already. He's got 3 removals. He's got 3 other Mind Drains. Look at all that. What else we got? Tergrid. A couple of other discards. Croxaw. It's about 14, 15 other kinds of creatures. 2, 3, 4. And hopefully, if that was going to be Tergrid, hopefully it's not Tergrid after that. Okay, so what can he do? If he gets a land out, he can do that. Am I okay with that? That I can go ahead and play something? Yeah. We'll keep the Whirlwind Denial for something like Siege Dragon, maybe? Oh, you gotta sacrifice a creature to play that, so... Yeah, as long as I don't put anybody out on the board, you can't really play any of this other stuff. Okay, we'll put it out without... He's gonna make us discard. Okay. Well, let's go get something extra then. What's more important to me? Land is more important to me right this second. Okay. Good. Got rid of a discard card and a creature. Now he gets to return a creature back from the graveyard. And he gets haste. So this is going to hurt. This is why we got the 4th land down. Yeah, that was not good for me. Probably got 4 removal spells now, right? So we don't bring out the Kraken just yet. Oh good, we got rid of a Tergrid. I like that. Next, we draw a card. We've got enough mana to draw a card each time, which pumps up Ominous Seas and activates Teferi's Tutelage. Another Terror of the Peaks, excellent. And I still have 3 for my counterspell. And that's mainly what I'm trying to do. Land and Delina. I'm getting rid of lots of nice, credible threats. We'll draw another card. Got rid of another discard card. Excellent. Okay. Search for an instant or sorcery card. Look at what I got. How many cards did he start out with? Okay, so I could draw 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. He would only draw... He would only be milled for 38. That would still leave 9 more. So we got a ways to go. We'll keep going. Oh, look at that. Nope. Oh, I forgot. I always forget it's not an automatic. Alright, we'll bring that out now. He had plenty of extra land to pay for that. He had just enough, right? Okay, and we'll attack. And we'll go look for something. Yeah, how about another one of these? And take that. And take that. I know we can get rid of them. We're just giving them something to do with the cards finally. One removal. Two removal. And another one of these. Perfect. Good game. Good game. Way bye. You cannot stop this card. Maybe he's reading it. Okay, I don't know if I got credit for that last match or not, but I definitely would have won. So that's kind of how you use this particular combination. Not the Underworld Dreams anymore, but Teferi's Tutelage, 4 copies of that with Peer into the Abyss. It does have some limit. It's probably not too competitive because I don't have a ton of removal, and given the current meta, you probably do want a couple extra removal cards in here, so you might have to give something up. So you see we have E to Extinction, Extinction Event, we have Murderous Rider, we have Epic Downfall, we have Blood Chief's Thirst. Say that 3 times fast. And we've got a couple of counter spells. That's probably not enough. I'm not sure if you want to go over the 60 card limit that much, or if you want to just cut something out and add Extinction. Like maybe we get rid of Covetous Urge, maybe we get rid of Arcanus Owl, because those are the more expensive 4-drops. But it was fun to play with this deck. I like it. I like using Solve the Equation to go get whatever you need. I like having Necromentia in there. That can be useful from time to time. And having just the 1 copy of Test of Talents really was helpful as well. So, yeah, take this deck out for a spin yourself. See what you like. Drop some comments. Let us know what you think of it. That's about all we're going to do for this time around, because I am reminded that you guys need reminders. If you haven't hit like yet, hit like. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, hit subscribe. And we're going to keep pumping out more of this good content for you. So remember to come back again, because there's always going to be another deck around the corner at Tpull's Corner. Have a good one.